that does happen sometimes. But
It's okay.
But still, okay. So if you were to choose between removing bottle crowing entirely or the hero pool you have with bottle crowing, let's put it that way.
Okay,
then.
obviously, I'm just saying I like my cake to eat it. What's the saying? I like my cake and to eat it, which I never. I like to have my cake and eat it, which still doesn't make sense, by the way.
Like a decorated cake, like a be able to look at it and also eat.
Oh, I see. Okay, actually, Brian's pretty smart. You need a decorated cake like
Wow,
a wedding
really?
cake that actually tastes good.
All right. Well, he's competing against
Ice
Conrad.
Mike
So
taking
I
a
guess.
stun to the face, make that 2 with the Soul Catcher. It's a little bit late, but the right click should be enough. Spike Carapace is still there.
Actually doing really good damage to Koifa here.
Koifa cannot take the aggro off
Oh
the tower.
Oh my
The tower
goodness.
hates Koifa's face so very much, but
Hates his face.
yes, he hates his face. No, okay, so
Yeah,
I
let's
would just
finish
like
off
to
on
have both components. I'd like to not have bottle crowing, but still the heroes mid that we've been
I
seeing.
see. Okay. Yeah, that would require simply a change to the rune mechanic.
What
That's
if?
the only way.
Okay, I'm actually not going to bring it up because this is actually in a different game they did it, which I thought was really weird. Actually, I'm going to say it. So there's always a rune on one side, and the opposite side, there's always something you can fill your bottle up with. It'll just fill your bottle with. It'll just make your bottle full, essentially.
Yeah.
So there's always something.
That's
I don't
such
like
a huge change. It's a little hard to
Yeah, I'm not a big fan
grasp how much that would actually affect the game.
Right.
Because there's no guarantee that the mid laner will be getting that one either.
Right.
And then it becomes like a really sick battle for the runes, which maybe is interesting and maybe is bad. Like, it's a big change. It's hard to.
Well, I think another thing to keep in mind with all these heroes, like we're seeing them right now, Sand King able to go into the jungle, you don't really deny runes that often anymore as compared to how it used to be. So that's another thing to note of. Whitebeard level 3. Remember he was level 3 about 12 minutes into the last game and almost got his Aghanim Scepter towards the end. Of course, he still had a high impact on the game.
Oh, Boba.
Expecting him to have a better game this time around.
And this,
because apparently his glimpse goes through phase shift.
Yeah, so
great to hear.
The Disruptor is actually going to be really good at fighting Bulba here. I'm surprised Bulba's level 6 already. Sure, he's in the Radiant offlane, but I think they could have put a little bit more pressure on him than they have. He even has 29 CS. Sure, Doxia has 40, but in comparison with the Nyx assassin offlane, who's level 4, Bulba's almost level 7. Nyx has 9 CS. There has to be an absolute huge difference on the goal graph.
He's gonna have Blink pretty soon.
It's huge. It's 400 for like huge. And they actually have a bonus kill. So where's all that gold going? Like, what other lane is winning so heavily that they can make up for it? Sand King has 25 CS. There it is. Okay. So all the jungling from Fluff. That's the trade-off they've made. They've put Fluff in the jungle. He's going to get a really fast Blink Dagger. He'll actually have it after this camp probably. So 7.5 or 8 minutes with level 7.
Sick. So that's going to line up with the puck on the other team. So yeah, 2 blinks.
So that's the trade-off. But I still feel like even if Fluff jungles like this, the Disruptor could have perhaps held the puck a little further away. Anyway, the bottom tier 1 tower will be falling as we've had the rotation down there from TC, and they're continuing the pressure. This is a really good decision from Liquid. I feel like they're realizing the weakness that SNA's lineup has right now. They're just not strong enough yet, but Sand King Blink, if that comes up at a good time and they get a team fight from that, that can be absolutely huge.
The crucial thing here for sneaking Nyx is with that Blink Dagger not to show it.
Yeah.
Wait for the right opportunity to actually initiate in, and that can be a huge team fight going away. But then again, you can say the same thing about Puck. There's the Moonlight Shadow being used to perhaps initiate upon somebody from sneaking Nyx at this tier 1. Of course, with Dragon Tail at range form, they're going to find IX Ike. Oh boy. You're dead, buddy.
Yeah, he's very dead. They could perhaps push on a little bit. There's still quite a bit of time remaining on the Dragon form, actually about 15 seconds here, so doing some very good damage. He can, of course, tank the tower fairly well with his 11 armor. If they're going to get this down to almost like 1/3, yeah, they are.
Blink now on Puck. Officially, Bulba should be finding his way.
He's got an 8-minute Blink Dagger offlane.
But Fluff and Stuff gets his pretty much right after, so. Yeah. And the Mud Golems are just laughing in his face.
But it's funny that they're moving away. I don't like this sand. It doesn't really hurt, but
I think they sound more like this. I'm a mud golem. Mud golem. I like.
Oh, whatever. It's like a pudge on crack or something. The peon, you mean? Yeah. No, the peon's more like.
Okie dokie. How you doing? Okay. Work.
Koifa.
Enough.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I didn't have enough time to go pee after the first game, so now I'm just like standing here, pacing around the room.
What a great explanation.
Thank you. Can anybody get me a cup, please?
That
Thank
makes
you
a lot
so
of
much.
sense.
Appreciate that.
Okay, doke.
Yes. Oh, Fluff and Stuff's gonna use the epicenter and the blink, and it does almost nothing because it doesn't have the mana for his burrow strike. But here's the
double
vacuum.
shell.
Ion shell. There's the Morphling finishing him off. But here comes Bulba getting the counter initiation kill on the Sand King. So it's a 1-for-1 at this point. Ush getting stunned directly in the face, but there goes the morph.
He's dead.
The morph. He's not morphing. Why is he not morphing? Why was he not morphing?
He wanted to save enough mana so that he could waveform out. So he had to try to get out of attacks, bottle up, and then get the mana. That was perfectly played from him, actually, in that situation. It just wasn't enough.
I'll trust your judgment, even though you've been wrong a lot this week. It's okay. You don't think he would have lived with morph then?
Just, can I cast with someone else, please? Serious. I'm fucking done with this guy.
There's the team fight recap. Excellent. Excellently done, everybody. SNA on that Darkseer level 9 now. Looks like he's going blink right away.
I would be shocked if he does that. I still think the first item mech is pretty much core. You're right, he has the gold for blink, but then he would have bought it by now. So he's going to one-shot the mech. He does have the gold for that in a TP.
There's that blink dagger.
They need to team fight now, I feel like, Sneaky Nicks. Sure, the Morphling has the Midas and he is getting decent farm, but there's 3 heroes on the enemy team getting good farm. Overall, considering it's only a 2,000 gold lead, maybe they're okay, but just from a draft standpoint, this is going to be a hard game for Morphling, where I feel like SNA need to be ahead rather than tied to be able to win team fights later on in the game.
Right, I can see that, yeah. TC's going to continue to jungle, killing them mud golems for his team, and nobody likes them mud golems very much. He has a compendium, so that's good to see. We have 1 Midas on Liquid right now. That's on Koifka, and 1 on the Morphling, so... It's not quite Midas game. What was Midas gaming considered? Half?
3 on each team?
3, no, it's... Yeah, okay, 3 on each team, so 6. Alright.
No, when Crystal Maiden has it, it's Midas gaming.
That's true. If one, like, terrible support has the Midas, then it's Midas gaming no matter what.
So you were saying Whitebeard was getting good levels. He was level 3 at 6 minutes, which isn't really good.
Well, no, compared to last game, though.
Yeah, sure. He's now level 4 at 11, which is also pretty abysmal.
Yeah.
He needs to find the levels. The Static Storm is going to be absolutely crucial in this game. If he can catch Puck with it while he jumps in, maybe he gets the silence off and gets Static Storm so he doesn't get the coil. That would be a big play.
Wasn't sure they're going to find anybody here. The Moonlight Shadow is going to be popped by Liquid. I don't. They could wrap around to the top left there, but I think Dragon Knight is the person that the hero they want to go for here.
This could actually work out for SNA.
Oh, initiation.
This is going to work out so well for SNA, I think.
Oh my goodness. Morphling gets blown up. Epicenter to follow, though.
This is awful for SNA.
Arrow's going to hit before the mech. And yeah, this is just an absolute disaster overall. I mean, Morphling, your main carry just dies right off the bat is never a good thing. Nice impale from Ix. A beautiful waiting Rift Blink. Getting the kill. That's 2 for nothing in favor of Liquid. This is one of those games that can just spiral out of control.
So the reason I thought this was going to be good for SNA was that Morphling was actually in a position where maybe he could morph up enough strength to survive for like a few seconds, and then they could get a beautiful epicenter, as actually we're even going to see SNA, the player, getting killed off here, and now Whitebeard next in line. This is looking absolutely horrendous for SNA.
Oh boy. Ush taking out the Wraith King, but of course he has 2 lives because he's a beast. Doesn't have the blink or anything though. Oh my god, double stun onto Ike's Mike, and there's the burst damage finishing out from TC. A nice stun overall from Fluff and Stuff. Actually, Wraith King might fall. Good disruption saving him, at least for now. Illusory Orb is not going to hit. It's going to continue the pressure though. And Ush is actually really, really low. You better be careful, buddy. Fluff and Stuff, Demonic Purged. Does he have a Burrow Strike? Does he have anything to get away? Was that another arrow?
Yep.
Do we have 2 arrows in one fight?
Yep.
So this is not good for SNA. This is spiraling completely out of control in Liquid's favor.
Yeah, the way that fight started off, if Morphling survives for a little bit longer, they get to get a better epicenter off. I think Fluff felt like he was in a position where he had to cast it really early. He blinks in, the Burrow Strike wasn't really that good. Liquid were nicely spread out, so I think he only hit 1 person with the epicenter. Bulba got in and got a multiple person waning rift as well as
every epicenter has both epicenters, I should say, haven't really done anything.
Yeah.
The blink dagger's been. If you look at the difference between the blink daggers of Bulba and who is it? Is it Fluff?
Yeah.
That's blink.
But I feel like more than anything, it's been the opportunities that they've had. Like Bulba's, the way SNA has positioned has made it pretty easy for Bulba, whereas the way Liquid has positioned has made it pretty hard for Fluff.
Here, I want you to draw on the minimap for me, Synderen.
Okay, what am I going to draw?
So when they were coming through the jungle here, Yes. No, that's the rune. Through the jungle towards the mid lane, remember?
Okay, I'm drawing.
And then the Moonlight Shadow for Liquid went into the forest, and they wrapped around to mid. And they actually converged at the exact same time, which obviously neither team was really aware of, but it ended up going in the favor of Liquid because they had the disruption. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're such a good drawer.
That was really terrible, actually. Oh, Wei 2 is in trouble in the top lane.
Wei 2 is attempting to TP out, and he will successfully
my
do so.
god,
The
he
Sandstorm,
actually made it.
what level is it? It's level 3 Sandstorm. If it was level 4, perhaps. But of course, you're not going to get that over Burst Strike, so... The push will perhaps continue.
Demon's dead.
Stuff still in some danger. I should Demon's still in some danger.
Oh,
Arrow!
nice
Oh
arrow.
my god, the Dream Coil to follow. They're going to blow up Darkseer right off the bat again. Bulba getting glimpsed. Not going to affect him too much, those fluff and stuff. Doesn't have any mana other than...
I think I'm calling every single kill wrong, actually.
It's okay.
I said Demon was definitely dead. He's the guy who survives that, but... I feel like Bulba is just playing a really, really good game. He comes in at the right time. He hits the right heroes with the rain.
Oh my god, if this
time.
hits, oh my good lord! Are they
gonna
do anything? Overreacting over everything, and it doesn't even...
Wow!
Wow.
Oh boy, Ush!
Okay, now it's gonna matter. He can't morph. He's silenced. Picking the morphling after the puck, I believe it was, or was that before?
Yeah, after. So Liquid are running over SNA in this game. We talked about in the draft how this was looking worrying for them. I was not expecting Liquid to put on this type of performance.
Yep.
It's been a combination of SNA not really executing too well, but Liquid has also been playing really, really well. And it's like you say, this is going to give them confidence coming into the grand finals if they win this game, which is right now looks like they will. They've got 7,500 gold, and experience is also really, really significant here. So another kill. Bulba is basically just choosing who he wants to kill at this point. He's just going there. If he picks up a Dagon right now, I wouldn't be surprised. He can just...
It's truly important. I really feel bad for SNA here because, I mean, like I said, the Blink Daggers, they came at the exact same time, and you're seeing the difference between the two. Ush gets arrowed in as he TPs, poor guy. Fluff and Stuff's going to find Demon, who will finally fall. It's his first death, and this is something else I want to mention. Somebody like Shadow, that's a big-time playmaker.
Yeah.
As far as supports are concerned. So it's great to see him not on Bane, basically. I mean, Bane can be in some regard, I suppose. It's just so much more difficult to get good positioning, especially when you have low farm and experience.
I feel like Demon has been doing a lot in this game on the Shadow Demon. Great disruptions, has used a couple of demonic purges that secured them some kills, and has been at the right place at the right time more than anything. They might be able to kill Ush here if they do this perfectly.
Silence.
Dragon form in 2 seconds.
And Waning Rift, Dream Coil.
Oh, they stacked the stuns!
Oh, Ush, he can just replicate out.
Oh god, they stacked the stuns.
Oh god, they stacked the stuns. Way too. Getting caught out a bit. Fluff and Stuff finally gets off a good epicenter. It's going to kill Demon. Wraith King will come back with his ultimate. Do they have enough damage to finish him off? Actually, he's going to have some friends.
Good glimpse.
Glimpse going to take, was that Dragonite out of the fight completely? But here comes Bulba again, the assassinator of all assassinators. Whitebeard. This is getting close to GG. Very close to GG.
I feel like it is just so worrying when you give away an offlane puck and let him get at minute 8 he's level 7 and has a blink dagger. That's kind of what you want to get from a mid lane puck who does well in his lane.
Yeah.
And at the same time they do that, they have a Dragon Knight mid who gets decent farm, and they have a Mirana who's also getting decent farm. So I feel like Sneaky Nyx Assassins just let Liquid do exactly what they wanted. Sure, you got the Blank Dagger on Sand King, which just hasn't had the impact we could have hoped for, but it's also been a hard game for Fluff. And there is indeed the Dagon on Bulba. Now he can solo any hero, at least the first 3 heroes on the Dire, he can pretty much solo, I think. The Morphling, I think, has just enough health, and the Darkseid has a mech. But he can solo the 3 first ones with his full combo.
I look forward to seeing that Dagon in action, I tell you what. But Ush has an Ogre Club very far away from... I guess he's going BKB first, which is never... I'm trying to think here. Would Lincoln's even be good here? Lincoln's would be very good. I mean, the Waning Rift's still going to silence you, but there's a couple single target stuns that...
Yeah, the things you only block one of them. Lincoln's is one of those weird items or special items in a sense where you're like, oh, there's many things I can block, that's good, but at the same time, if there's so many things you need to block, then BKB is probably the better choice.
You need a balance, yeah, for sure.
I'm actually surprised SNA aren't further behind than they are. It's 12 kills deficit. Oh, okay.
Bulba, was that a Dagon usage by any chance?
Bulba found a hero. find hero, kill hero.
Nice.
And he didn't even use his Dream Coil, so he's actually up and running again in 20 seconds for another kill. It's just, being Bulba right now is just too easy, honestly. It's,
Well, some people might, okay, so just to reiterate something, some people might think the Dagon is actually a troll thing, but it's
it is
definitely
really,
not.
really good.
It's so good. I mean, it could be a troll thing in certain games, but in this game in particular, when you're snowballing, it just helps you snowball even more.
I don't think Liquid are going to do a single thing in this game that isn't their best right now. They want to make sure they get through it cleanly. They want to make sure they come into the next game with a lot of confidence. We're going to see, this is going to be the one fight that's absolutely huge here. Sand is in a decent position.
Alex Mike pops the spike character. Beautiful burrow strike! Oh. Actually, Liquid are falling, but there's the BKB from TC. He's forced to TP out with it enabled. Glimpse on Shadow Demon. He's going to find himself stuck in a kinetic field, but not a whole lot of damage comes from Whitebeard. Apparently, Darkseer gets to kill on Mirana in the back end. So a triple kill for the Darkseer.
Oh,
and Demon will be the fourth and final casualty in this
Never,
engagement.
ever count out a team on the defensive with Vacuum Sand King's done. They vacuumed, they got a 3-man burrow strike, he got the Epi off. I think the Static Storm in that fight wasn't actually even that good, and they still won it 4-0. Liquid, overconfident there. They lose 4 heroes, they lose a tower. SNA suddenly completely back in this game. That was ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I do agree. They're going to take out that tier 1 bot. In the meantime, Dragon Knight's just going to apply pressure to the opposing top lane, but
now Morphling will have a BKB next fight too. Man,
that's true. He'll have
I
BKB.
thought this game was looking like it was almost over.
It was about...
but then again, I've been wrong about absolutely everything in this game, so...
Well, I feel... No, it was like one bad team fight away from Liquid just taking it.
Yeah.
I feel.
So
like if that went the opposite way, it might have just been GG.
Making it count when it counts. Never gonna say that again, I promise.
Yeah, well, I was trying to decipher exactly what that's supposed to mean. Either way, IX Mike's gonna find himself in Vendetta form.
Looking at the cake and
burrow
eating
strike.
it, right?
Oh, nice waning rift there.
Oh, the
Green
coil
on 3. This is gonna go horribly for Sneaky Nyx Assassins, although Bulba taking a lot of damage. I think they're taking the kill. Juan keeping him alive and 2 dead for SNA. Where did the third one go? Was that...
It's like they're taking
TP'd away, I guess?
Yeah, they're taking turns at dying at tier 2s right now, honestly.
There's a little overconfidence for SNA this time, for sure.
But I really like seeing them playing with this confidence, considering they're behind. They're like, they just got a lot of momentum in there. They feel like they can still do this. You see that from that play that they're going so aggressively, but that was one step too far.
Yeah. Well, net worth, Morphling's on top. So, there's no true, I don't know if I can call it true synergy. There's not the greatest synergy overall with Morphling in this game, but he's still a ridiculously hard carry if you get the farm. So, the BKB will help him survive in these fights. Top tower apparently denied by Dragon Knight in melee form, mind you.
Morphling is the hard carry in this game. That's a pretty important point, because Liquid could be getting a little bit cautious now and try to play it for the later stages of the game because they got team wiped like that. If Ush gets enough space, I mean, looking at the net worth, he's actually top of the charts on a team that's behind 8 to 19.
Right.
So he is definitely up where he needs to be right now, and when he starts getting his next items, he's playing against a Dragon Knight who he can turn on himself with a replicate. He's playing up against a Mirana who has longer range than him, so that's an advantage for Koikva, but Mirana is also a fragile hero, and when you start building that shadow gun, I like that,
Stop buying that
shotgun build, then...
That's what I was going to mention. The shotgun, okay, he's going Yasha right now, so going for a little safer build, but...
It's going to make him farm faster.
The Ethereal Blade onto Puck especially is big this game because he went Dagon. He's not going to have any stats unless he starts farming up something else, but typically speaking, you're going to see like a sheep or something on Puck, so he's not going to have a lot of HP overall this game. So shotgun could be pretty big as SNA...
Your soul ensnared.
That's going to be found here. And they have so much burst damage. It's
okay.
It's quite disgusting. Morphling attempting to find somebody.
Kind of a weird waveform. That was... I guess you should be happy he didn't have to.
I'm surprised he's not replicating the Wraith King. I mean, that Vampiric Aura is just so good. Imagine having it for both teams. Cancels each other out.
Stun.
Oh, IX Mike. Again, the burst damage coming into play. He's very low. The Dagon will finish him up. But here comes Fluff and Stuff. A nice epicenter on... one person.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Nice epicenter, bro. But Fluff and Stuff's gonna find himself with an air on the backside. And Ush gets stuck in between the illusions. Oh my god, it's another disastrous.
He can't buy
fight.
back.
Can't buy back for 50 seconds. Is this enough for Liquid to take this high ground? I mean, Dragon Form is still there.
Definitely is. They didn't lose anything. Okay, never mind.
Messenger, you are the best co-caster.
Nah,
Holy
they got
shit.
it. They got it. I
Okay.
told you.
You're
That
right.
wasn't even
No, you're right.
close.
It's because I mocked you is the only reason they came back in that. So it's going to be a complete team wipe going the way of Liquid, and this should be a free tier 3, and I would assume Rax.
That, again, it just seems like SNA.
Never mind, that's like your new catchphrase.
At the bottom tier 2, they did it amazingly, but they were all 5 alive and had a good position there. This time, it was the same. I wouldn't say it was the same in game 1, but they just have some times where the decision making just isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Like that initiation from Fluff and stuff. You said nice epicenter. He hit the Wraith King only, who also has 2 lives. So terrible epicenter. Pretty much the worst one he could have done here.
I pulled a Syndra, what can I say? Double burrow strike. There's a BKB from Ush. They do get the melee rack, so I don't think Liquid's going to care about these casualties here. Morphling still has the BKB activated. 10 seconds is so long. Demonic Purge applied to him. Not going to be able to pursue, I don't believe. Boba able to blink out to safety.
Nice job, Brian. Awesome. Okay. So Liquid, how much did they just effectively gain there? Yeah, okay. A lot. So, mod notes, they gained a lot of gold and experience. They took a good fight and got an advantage. Okay, good. Puck has 4k gold, so he can buy a triple upgrade to Stegen. Oh, look at what he did.
Wow, you are just calling
Amazing.
things left and right here, sir.
Man, I'm on point today in this game.
So do you think, okay, so I know he can farm better with Yash and whatnot. Do you think not getting Ethereal Blade would be a mistake if he was able to get it now? Because again, Puck upgrading his Dagon, he has under 1,000 HP.
I think he has to get E-Blade so that they can get some free kills.
So you think you transition from Yasha to E-Blade now?
Yeah.
You just casual Yasha for now.
There's nothing else that's going to be more cost efficient. If he goes for finishing the Manta now, that the illusions are just going to get completely crushed by Liquid's AoE damage. If he goes for a regular damage item, I don't think he's going to have the chance to get the damage done anyway. So E-Blade is a good choice.
Oh, Roshan! I don't know what happened to that arrow.
I think Mike blocked it. No, it was too short.
It
I
was
guess.
barely out of range. Yep.
Okay, this is like this is the sickest Hail Mary I've seen in a while going for Roche right now.
That's what you need to do. Ush pops the BKB. Koifka's gonna leap out to safety. Burrow strike. No epicenter yet. Of course, that initiation was on way too. Not the best target. Boba getting out of dodge. The 2 dead right off the bat for SNA, and Ush is stuck on a cliff fighting a disrupted hero, which he will lose to, unfortunately. The epicenter trying to be channeled now of all times. He's going to get 1, maybe not quite, but the leap just in time. That's 4 dead. I'm sorry, that was a team wipe. Morphling bot back. And this should transition to an Aegis.
And they tried a vacuum into stun, and they got 1 target on the Burrow Strike, which was the Wraith King, so pretty much, again, just not well enough coordinated. But at the same time, it's Liquid are also spreading out wisely, so...
Ush! You beast! Ush! Trying to get 1 more kill in this. So that's 2 dead. That's a dieback. Wasn't able to take out Boba, so this is going to be a free Roshan, although it already was a free Roshan. It's a freer Roshan.
It's a Roshan with a little extra freedom attached to it there. Yeah.
Of course, TC's not going to have Dragon Form for this push.
Sounds like the kitten is cheering for SNA and is now realizing it's...
And
there it is!
The GG. Not sure if they're salty about it, but obviously there's a lot of history between some of the players on SNA and Team Liquid. But a good series overall. Game 1 was obviously way closer, but Liquid's putting it together now. I think that's something to keep in mind as far as momentum is concerned, going to the Grand Finals versus NAR, which is the best of 5 coming up shortly. And we're going to have some post-game analysis from the great Mott Notes and Gods himself, who will start talking very shortly. Liquid's putting it together now. I think that's something to keep in mind as far as momentum is concerned, going to the Grand Finals versus NAR, which is...
It's like, oh, they're playing badly necessary. It's like, well, they're just